I'm super delighted. It's exactly 6 minutes after 7 p.m. in Abuja, Nigeria. Happy New Year to every one of you joining us today. I'm super delighted that we are all alive to see 2022. For us in our circle, we've declared 2022 as our year of speed. Okay, our year of speed, speed in learning, speed in service delivery. Okay, so because the universe loves speed, where are you watching us from today? All right, where are you watching us from? So let's quickly do some little interaction. I'm super delighted already because our special guest for this month's edition is been on this call for some minutes now. And I'm so grateful that despite of his busy life, is able to join us today. So where are you watching for us from? So let's quickly interact. Let's know ourselves because this is a unique Pan-African movement we are pushing for right now. So where young Africans come together to share knowledge with themselves, we reinforce ourselves towards building a very solid business and careers for ourselves. And for me, I'm very, 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 very super delighted. Okay, thank you so much. I have Jasper from Accra, Ghana. Thank you so much, John from Lagos, Babs, Shadif, from Lagos also, fantastic. Adedigba Abolade from Ibadan. We have Simon Peter from Abuja. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Afis, ever faithful to this forum. Thank you again for thank you. Abuja. Okay, I'm watching from. I'm glad you can us. Thank you, Lucky from Surulere, Lagos. And of course, some name is called iPhone Pro Max. Don't mind me, just kidding, from Accra, Ghana. Okay. And of course, I have Victor John from Abuja, Nigeria. And I just want to appreciate every one of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Torah from Accra in Ghana. Thank you, Ezekiel Chike from Port Harcourt, South Nigeria. Thank you, Noel from Abuja. It feels good to have you. Myself too. Thank you from Abuja. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Silas. I can see you from Abuja. Thank you, coming from Nasarawa State in Nigeria. Oh, we have someone from Ibadan, also Oga from Ibadan. And I'm super delighted we could all watch. Thank you, Chris from Lekki. So I just want to thank you all. And I need you to please open your hearts, open your minds to receive the message we have for you today. And this is the best time to receive this message. This is January. The year is still a blank check. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sunday. Thank you, Mr. Sunday Aderibigbe from Manchester, UK. And of course, Kenneth, the great there from Abuja. Thank you so much. And of course, Talks from the United States. Okay. Thank you so much, Talks, for joining us from the States. I'm so delighted. And of course, thank you, Bukola from Delta State. So I just want to appreciate everyone because we need to go straight. Okay, so I acknowledge every one of you. Over 60 of us on this call, I acknowledge you. I thank you so much for being part of this Project 40 Knowledge Hub. What is Project 40? Project 40 is a movement specially designed for young Africans below the age of 40, aspiring to becoming great on or before the age of 40, and also for Africans in Africa and Africans in diaspora that are above the age of 40, okay, that are also hunger, that have this great hunger in them, desirous of doing something great with their careers, okay, with their businesses, okay. So the word 40 is just symbolic. So it doesn't mean that once you are above 40, you cannot be a member of this unique community, this unique tribe we are building. And this is the first edition. This is the first edition for this year. And I'm super delighted that every one of you could join us. And I think we have a fantastic forum already. What are your goals for 2022? What are your aspirations? Okay. And I'm super delighted that I have a great coach, okay, a mentor to a lot of mentors. Okay, he has transformed a lot of businesses from zero to greatness. You know, I had this conversation with him. I said, sir, I need you to please talk to us today, okay, on how to move from average to greatness. Okay, because for us to drive real value this year in 2022, we need to aspire to move well above average in every aspect of our lives. And guess what? There are a lot of techniques to achieving this. And I'm super delighted that we have Mr. Niyi Adesanya. Okay, feel free to call him also Pastor Niyi Adesanya. I'm so delighted that he's on this call today, and he's going to take us on a very unique journey. And I need you all to please get your P-square ready. All right, get your P-square ready. Get your P-square ready. When I say P-square, please, I'm not talking about Peter and Paul. I'm talking about your pen and paper. I'm talking about your pen and paper because I have my pen already. I have my paper and my notebook right now, my desk. And I'm so delighted that Mr. Niyi Adesanya, Pastor Niyi Adesanya, is super ready for us. Pastor Niyi, I love that Benin artwork behind you. I think when I come to your office in Lagos, I'm going to pick it. Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Good evening. It's good to be here. When you were saying P-square, I was trying to do Zazu. Anyway, so good to be here. So good to see you. I think this is the first time I'm seeing you this year.
Oh,
so
yes.
I know we said Happy New Year several times. Happy New Year to everybody on this call. Thank you so much for being part of this. And then we pray that God will help us to pass one or two insights and information that will not only impact you, but it will inspire you. I'm an advocate for inspiration. I'm an advocate for inspiration rather than impartation. Inspiration is infusing into the spirit man. So today we believe that we'll be able to infuse something into you today that will make you move from point A to point B. And point A to point B is from average to greatness. There is a process, there is a journey, there is a path. You just need to know what to do at a particular time or what to carry on your journey. You know what to take along on your journey from that average to greatness. And that's what we'll be talking about today. Good. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Pastor Niyi, for this great opportunity to have you on this call today. And I want to encourage all our guests on this call, please listen closely because Pastor Niyi, on this call today, we have young entrepreneurs that have they run their businesses, okay? And we also have workplace professionals that they have a career they have careers they are so passionate about, okay? And one of the things we are trying to achieve within the community is that by July this year, we want to produce at least 40 great young Africans that have been able to collectively create at least nothing less than 200,000 jobs. And you know, for us to achieve this, we need all high level of creativity because overall we have a target of creating 1 million jobs. Because I believe strongly that within this community alone, this community can produce at least 200,000, which is about 20% of our aspiration by July this year. So I just want you to please take us through a unique journey that we can use because we need knowledge, content that we can use, okay? Knowledge that will spur us to action, to act, that will inspire us, like you said, inspiration, okay? So that we inspire to act, not inspire to, sometimes we get inspired, we sleep over it and we get back to our old ways. So the whole idea is that from this night, we need you to please give us guidelines that can take us through that process you spoke about from this average setting, because sometimes most of us are average right now, not because of our doing, but because of the environment we find ourselves. Okay, and again, the environment has now corrupted our mindsets. Okay, because sometimes with the right mindset, we can move beyond those environmental situations.
Oh, yeah.
I know in Africa, there are a lot of reasons why we should not be great. And I need you to please demystify this and let us know that we are in the right continent and we don't need to say we all want to move out of Africa.
Well, if you have to move, if moving is part of the strategy, then you got to move, man. But
oh, yes.
But before you move, make sure that is a strategy. It's a strategy that's more important for us. But can I shoot now? Can I go on?
Yes, by all means, sir.
Okay, guys, if you don't mind, I don't. Shall we pray? Father, in Jesus' name, we thank you. We bless and we magnify you. Lord, we commit today into your hands, and God, we ask that you open our mind, illuminate our minds, and Lord, cause us to see things that is even beyond what the speaker will speak about. Lord, as you speak, oh Lord, expand our minds and make us go deeper with you with his teachings today in Jesus' name. And I ask, oh God, oh Lord, that you anoint my lips of today. Let me speak the word in due season to the weary soul. Right here. Let the word catapult them from where they are to where they should be and where you have destined them to be. In Jesus' name. Amen.
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 So good. Abioye was talking. Abioye said, this is the year of speed. Wow, fantastic. I love that. I love that. And then also my own, I've been telling people in my community that this is the year of big things. Are you guys on now? Are you a co-host? Okay, you need to share my slide quickly. So this is the year of big things. Big things. So anybody who is around me or who is in my community should be doing big things. And if you're not doing big things, that means we can't be friends in 2022. So that applies to everybody here. You have to be able to do big things. What is a big thing? A big thing is something that you have not done before. That is the elementary part of it. Something that you have not done before. Now, if you have done something big before, that thing is no more big as far as you have done it. So something that you have not done before. Now, also a big thing is something that you attempt to do that you don't even have the resources for it. A big thing that you attempt to do that you don't even have the resources for it. A big thing that you attempt to do that even your mind does not have all the answers yet. You have not fully comprehended everything. You have not fully comprehended everything. So that is a big thing. That is a big thing. So this year, by the grace of God, each and every one of us must be striving to do big things, big things, big things, big things. So today we're talking about average to greatness. But all of us should realize this, that you can never move to greatness. You can move away from average to good. You can move from average to becoming better. But you can never move from average to greatness without attempting big things. It has to be big. It has to be mind-blowing, because greatness is mind-blowing. Greatness is not available to everybody. Greatness is only available to few. But I believe what Abioye is doing with this Project 40 is to make sure that we democratize greatness. Everybody can touch greatness. Everybody can feel greatness. That's why we're here. But for you to do that, definitely you must move from just trying to improve yourself to doing big things. I explained it earlier on. Big thing is something that you have not done before, and something that even your mind cannot comprehend. I mean, your mind cannot comprehend, but you jump into it anyways, because that's where greatness is. And I tell people this, that so many of us, we have stayed in our place. And I tell people this also, that look, the greatest enemy of success is not failure. Neither is this success. The greatest enemy of success and failure, the greatest enemy of success is actually comfort. When you become comfortable, when you begin to do comfortable goals, although you are improving, but it's a comfortable improvement. It's something that you can grasp. It's something that you can see. It's something that you can calculate and then know that I can get there. Those things are still comfortable progress. And as long as you're doing comfortable progress and comfortable progression, you can never attain greatness. You can never attain greatness. Greatness is actually achieved outside comfort. Greatness is achieved in the place where you're wondering, who sent me? Who sent me? And I'm sure when Abioye was talking to us about the things that he has done, the various land, he said that he started the real estate without even having one land. In other words, he doesn't even have the money to buy the land, but here he has 6 or 7 or 10 estate right now scattered all over Africa. Scattered all over Africa. That is the thing that we're talking about. Now, he can put up a program and say, average to greatness. Why? Because he has sensed it. But he also knows that for him to move away from this, because what you call greatness today that we all know is greatness, tomorrow may not be great again, may be good. Yeah, so it will actually be good because everybody is trying to beat that so great thing that you have called greatness today by tomorrow. So that's that. All of us need to realize that. And look, I strongly believe in processes. I strongly believe in principles. I strongly believe in a path to follow. And most of us, if we want to be great, what we need to do is to look at the people who have become great, the champions of greatness, and then look at what did they do. Many of us don't want to know what they did. We just want to be blown away by their so-called achievement. But that is definitely not enough. Now, I tell people this. How will a manufacturer know that their product will always be good? They don't wait till the product is out. Because if they wait till the product is out before they start doing anything and start saying, okay, this is what we want to see, it will have been totally defeated. So what do? They ensure that the processes are in place. Now, let's look at it. You want to come up with beverages. I mean, the Milos of this world, the Bombitas of this world, and everything. If the prescription or the ingredients means that you should have 2 eggs, 1 cup of milk, I'm just giving an example here, and then 2 cups or 2 spoons of cocoa. Now, the day you put 1.5 spoon of cocoa and then you use 1 egg, you will never get to that finished product that we want to see. So for us to get that finished product, what we need to do is to insist and ensure that the processes that has been outlined are followed religiously, are followed wholeheartedly, because if you do not follow those processes wholeheartedly, the likelihood that when you get to greatness, when you think you have gotten to greatness, you will be burnt out. Or likelihood you may even die on the road to greatness or be sidelined. Or you get discouraged and you get a little bit angry that I've tried everything that I'm supposed to try. I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, but yet I can't see any result. The reason why we have not seen any result because we do not follow the processes. Now, before you embark on a journey, make sure that you understand what is required of you to go on a journey. You can't travel to the UK, and neither can you travel to Accra, Ghana. Okay, we have somebody in Accra, Ghana here, without having the necessary documentation. You must have your passport, you must have bought your ticket, and in the case of UK, you must have secured your visa. I was supposed to be in the UK this, last weekend for a 60th birthday of one of my moms, but sent my passport to the embassy for renewal, and they've not gotten back to me. Now, I couldn't travel. I have my tickets. I have the reservation done. I have everything, but there was no visa. So since they didn't send my visa to me, there's nowhere I'm going. So I missed that function. That tells you something. There are some things that are required for you to move from being average to being great. And for that to happen, you must realize that you must have all the necessary documentation, all the necessary principles, all the necessary qualifications in codes before you even embark on a journey. Many of us want to help our destiny, but we make efforts without the adequate knowledge. And look here, if you make effort without the adequate knowledge, you will cause more harm than somebody who didn't even attempt at all. I will repeat this. If you embark on changing your destiny without the necessary knowledge, you will cause more harm than the person who sat at home and didn't even embark at all. I will explain that with this. Many of us, we've seen a lot of movies, and then a car had an accident, and then the car somersaulted several times. I don't know how many of us have been in that situation, but I've been in that situation once. Whenever they say this in church, I always laugh at them anyways. Before I had my own encounter, when they say, I was in a car and the car somersaulted like 3, 4, 5, 6 times. Sometimes they say 8 times or 10 times is an exaggeration. Because this is it. How will you be counting if you're in the car? Can you be counting 1? This guy's somersaulted 2, 3, 4, 5. Nobody's counting anything. Because at that point in time, you don't even know where you are. So, but fortunately for me, I was able to count my own. You know why? Because my own was just somersaulted once. It's somersaulted once, so it was once. Okay, this is once. Yeah, good. And then when I came out, it was more like is it an out of body experience? Not how you watch too much movie. And then the next thing that come out is not you, it's your spirit that comes out of your body. So I was trying to figure out, is it me or my spirit that came out of this body? But eventually, it was not. It was not, what's it called? It was me, sorry. So I came out, and then the driver who drove me also went to fight with the guy who caused the accident. And as he was talking to the guy, I was trying to tell him, calm down. This is not the time to fight, because at that point, our what's it called, adrenaline and our heart was pumping too much blood. And then if you have not taken care of if you have high BP, that is not the time to go and fight someone else. That is the time to sit down and calm down. And that was knowledge based. So this guy went to fight the driver that swapped us out before we somersaulted. And I was saying, calm down, calm down, calm down. In the process of telling him, calm down, calm down. You know what happened? The guy just fainted. Boom! On the street, Lekki Ekwe Expressway. We're coming from Ekwe. Whoa! What do? People were rushing it. I had a little bit of knowledge about first aid, that you must not be lying facing up, because it can swallow you strong. When somebody faints, you put him on the side, let him lie down on his side, and then we did that. And then I started quoting scriptures, because this guy was almost gone. I started quoting scriptures. I lock up his spirit, this and that. The word that I speak, they won't return unto me void, but I shall accomplish that which I sent it to do. I'm crucified with Christ, nevertheless I live, yet not I. It was a battle of the scripture. So I said, take me to the hospital. Take me to the hospital. And he said, no, there's a general hospital. I said, no, don't take me to the general hospital. Take me to a private hospital. That is also knowledge. That is also knowledge. Because I know if I go to the general hospital, I will have to be filling form. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to do that, I have to do it. But if I go to a private hospital, what they want is money. Once they see money, they will do whatever we want. So straight to the private hospital, and I was holding him and I was speaking to him, rubbing his chest, calling him, saying, stay with me, stay with me, stay with me. And then we got into the general hospital. The first thing I said, check his BP. BP is okay and everything. Why did I share this? I share this because we need to have knowledge to secure or to save situations. We need to have knowledge to secure or to save situations. Good. I think somebody is trying to work on this. Is our stuff very secure? I can see somebody trying to paint on my screen, and it's not from me. I think our technical guys should be looking at that so that they don't hack into what we're doing here.
Yes, they are.
Okay, good.
Okay.
So what you can do also is to look at those people who passerbys who are trying to get their video on, and then you get them out. And then trying to, so no, not the videos on people who are trying, just let us be smart a bit on this. Good. So that's that. So average to greatness. I will share 3 things that you need to have before you embark on this journey, or in the process of embarking on this journey, you must have these 3 things for tonight. There are several things, but we shared 3 things that will ensure that we do this, and then once we do that, we'll be good to go. Are we together? Come on. If we're together, get to the chat room now and talk to me. Let me see. What are you saying? I'm trying to see you right now. Yeah, talk to me. Tell me, oh, we're together. Say there. We're here. Okay, awesome. Thank you. I want to see more. We have how many people here on this? We have 84 people. So let me hear more. Yeah, good. We're here. Thank you. We're together. Come on. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you. So 3 things. Now you need to type in there 3 things. 3 things. Type in there 3 things. 3. You're still typing work together. 3 things. Okay, yeah, good. Thank you. The architect. Thank you. 3 things. So the first one is understanding the power of your energy. And we also talk about how to conserve it, how to increase it, and how to utilize it. Number 2, I see a lot of people make this mistake, especially entrepreneurs. You can never have a lasting change or move from greatness, average to greatness permanently, or stay with greatness and as you improve without going through a system. So the second one I'm talking about that you need to have in this journey is a viable system. Number 3, which is absolutely important when it comes to what's it called, greatness or traveling on this journey, is to have the mind of a disruptor. You must have the mind of a disruptor. Disruption, it should be your daily bread. You should think about it. You should embrace it. You should walk with it. Everything that you do, if you disrupted the market today, you should also be looking forward to disrupting it tomorrow. So we explain that. But let us pick it one after the other. The first one is energy, your energy. Many of us don't realize this, that energy is absolutely important in your daily life. Now, this is it. Okay, we're talking to people project 40, am I right? Good. People who are below 40. Some of us are above 40. So we understand the importance of conserving your energy. Look, your creativity is resting on your ability to utilize your energy. Your confidence is resting on the ability for you utilizing your energy. Energy is everything you need to move. Whether you want to be creative, or you want to be confident, or you want to be intentional with anything, or achieve your goals, You cannot do it without energy. So when people start talking to me about time management, my own is not time management. My own right now, what I should be doing right now at my age, or anybody who is above 35 actually, should not be concerned about time management, should be concerned about energy management. You just must be able to manage your energy. And you must know how to divert that energy towards your goal and achieving your goal. Now, the first thing you need to realize, when Abioye and people teach us on financial management, they said before you start looking for fresh income, what you must do is to control your expenses. Am I right? Yeah, Abioye, that's what you say. I mean, that's what you say when it comes to increasing income. Or you want to have money.
Absolutely.
Okay, good. So you first manage the one that you have before you start looking for a fresh one. So same thing with energy. So you want to go out there and get more things done. You want to go out there and make more things and get more energy. No, before you go to the gym or before you go somewhere else to acquire more energy, the first thing is that how have you been conserving your previous ones or the so-called limited energy that you have? Have you been wasting it unnecessarily? Or have you been wasting it unknowingly? Because most of us, we dissipate energy without knowing. We dissipate energy without knowing. So that is why the first thing we want to do here in controlling your energy and utilizing it is for you to even know. For you to know whether you are wasting it and to know the ones that we call the energy vampires in your life. Once you can figure out the energy vampires in your life, then you have gotten to a point where you can manage the energy that you have or conserve the energy that you have. Because you can be bringing in energy, getting in more energy, and be wasting it on these vampires. These vampires will be sucking the energy off you. Vampires suck blood. These ones, they don't suck blood, they suck energy. So you must know who are they, where are they, or what are they? They may not necessarily be people, they may even be a place that is sapping your energy. So let's go on that journey. How do you deal with energy vampire, toxic people? Not how do you know that number one, people who take away joy. Whenever you're in a place or with anybody that they take away your joy, those are energy vampires. Anybody who takes away your joy has taken your ability to be creative, your ability to be confident, your ability to be tenacious. Anybody or any place who takes away your joy takes away that. So before you embark on your journey from average to greatness, you must be able to secure that. That look, I can't be talking about greatness, I can't be talking about moving on without looking at the places that strengthens me, that gives me joy, and the places that takes away my joy. Because if you don't figure that out, you will never be able to take the journey. If you take the journey, you will give up in the middle of the road. That is even if you get off the road. Or better said, you will be distracted and you will not be able to get to that greatness, journey called greatness. You know what you say? You say, well, it's not only me, Jare. Average is for everybody. Everybody is at average. So why do I need to be above average? It's okay. We have tried and everything because you do not know that whenever you get you get pumped up in the meeting, like I am for Abioye here, you get so much energy and both you want to move, but you're still spending time with people who take away your joy. You need to look at that. You need to critically look at that. People who are not developing themselves. Somebody once said that you can't have the vision that is 10 by 10 and you are spending time with people who have vision 2 by 2. If they have a 2 by 2 vision and you have 10 by 10 vision and you spend too much time with them, you know what they will do? Most of the time, if they have control over your emotions, they will shrink your own 10 by 10 vision to at least 3 by 3 because they won't want you to be better than them. They won't want you to be thinking about you want to achieve this. They will talk you down. It is not your type, they will say. It is not people from your household, they will say. It's not the people from this area, they will say. They will be saying a lot of things, negative things, and then before you know what's happening, they will begin to shrink you. If they are not developing themselves, if they are not thinking like you're thinking, if you are not, They may not necessarily be thinking like you're thinking, but they are there when you talk about it, they can tell you it's achievable. And they tell you, you know what, this thing you're talking about has been achieved somewhere else in America, has been achieved somewhere in South Africa, and this thing can really, really be achievable. Those are the people you want to flock around with. People who are developing themselves, who are spending time increasing their knowledge, increasing their capacity on a regular basis. Now, the third set of people that you should run away from, who are vampires, are people who pull you back to delegated tasks. This is for the CEOs in the house. You can't afford to have anybody around you, and I say it again, anybody around you, who will always come and ask you every now and then that, you see, this job that you are giving me, I don't understand. Can you explain it again? I mean, today I explained it. Tomorrow I'm explaining it. Next tomorrow I will still be explaining it. Then that kind of a person is an energy vampire. The time you're using to explain over and over and over and over again is some precious energy time that you're supposed to divert and put into your creativity and your persistence, because you need energy to persist. Good. People who care too much about what other people are saying about them. Yeah. They drain your emotions. They are so concerned. What is somebody saying that they are talking about me? They are talking about you. Who are you? Who are you? Why should we be talking about you? Don't you think we have other things to do? Why should we be talking about you? Who are you? So when you have people like that, what they said about me, what they did say about me, what they said about me, what they did say about me, no. Those people are going to sap your energy. I tell you for free. Now, people who have emotional deletion, I mean, they are depleted emotionally. They always want attention. They always have help. They always need help. They always tell you their problems. They always have this victim mentality. These guys cannot get you to greatness. You need to stay away from them. People who enjoy unnecessary discussion and arguments. Unnecessary discussion and arguments. I mean, even the argument that is not their own, they will take it on. They will take it on. They want to talk about it. They want to, didn't you hear? I mean, why is that my business? I was traveling one day to within Nigeria, domestic flight, and then we were already on the line, boarding the business class, and then I don't know what happened to this fan official. Decided to be passing the people in the economy, and I was the second on the line. There was a guy in front of me, and the guy in front of me was Ricky. He was really, really Ricky. He was really, really Ricky. I mean, talking to the guy, letting him know the kind of man that he is. Don't you know who I am? Kind of an argument. And he was fighting for us on the business lane. That why are you not passing us? We have the rights to be passed for because of the kind of tickets that we have. Good. But then he was fighting and fighting and fighting. And I knew about unnecessary arguments and discussion. So while he was fighting, he would look back at me. I was there, not even saying one word. Rather, there was a smile on my face. I didn't say one word. I didn't argue. I didn't do anything. You know why? I already have my boarding pass. The plane will not leave until I get there. And even I have a front seat anyway. So it was not my business. Whether the guy passes us or doesn't pass us, I'm still going to get into the plane. And I know that when I get into the plane, I need my 45 minutes to be able to think. I need my 45 minutes to be able to improve myself. I need my 45 minutes to be able to observe the things around me, because sometimes observing the things around you can give you a very strong creative idea that can move you to the next level. Many times people think when you lock yourself in your room, that's when you get creative. No, you don't get creative alone when you lock yourself in the room. Most of the time you get creative when you are driving on the street, when you're talking to people, you get creative because you catch things. But if you don't have that energy already, you have dissipated it, you will not be able to see. Next thing you want to do inside the plane is to sleep. I don't want to sleep for the 5 minutes. I want to catch so many things that are happening around me. So that I didn't engage in that discussion because I know the more I get into that discussion, I get fed up. I am dissipating emotions. I am losing energy, unnecessary energy. That's why when you get into the and guess what? Get to the point, somebody will not continue. Don't mind that guy. And this and that. And you go into some Lagos and you realize that there's no more energy there. So you have to go back and probably be looking for energy drink. So that's that about people have to stay clear. Now let's move on to the next one now. Self-talk first and then information assimilation. Sorry, please. I think okay, talk to yourself. Because greatness, you don't just get to greatness accidentally. If you get into greatness accidentally, you will leave greatness accidentally. So, sorry, greatness will leave you accidentally. You must be intentional about it. You must talk to yourself regularly, communicate intrapersonal skills, communicate with yourself, internal dialogue, and also communicate with yourself, internal dialogue, and then communicate with yourself verbally. Speak and hear yourself over and over and over and over again. Self-talk. And also information assimilation. How do you get your information? How do you sift information? Because that's very important. That's very important. Most people don't realize that. It's very important. Your five senses are your avenue of getting information. Five senses. And the two most powerful ones are one, your sight and your hearing. Auditory and visual. So once you can control what you see and what you hear, then your information assimilation is less cumbersome. But if you do not control that, you see everything that needs to be seen or that doesn't need to be seen, and then you hear everything that doesn't need to be heard, you know what? Your assimilation is very, very, very polluted. You have gotten everything from here, from there, from here, from here. Some are good, some are bad, some are good, some are bad. So your interpretation has so much work to do. And you don't want your self-interpretation to have too much work to do. Your information assimilation must be in consonant, in concept or in connection with your value system. Your value system, because your interpretation is governed or is moved by your values. Whatever you value is what your interpretation will give to you. Your mind interpretation, you don't value men. Once any information comes, that is the interpretation. Men are useless people. Men are this, men are that. So, and if you're somebody that will always get information from anywhere and everywhere, so the information are coming, men are good, this one are coming, men are bad, your interpretation will be, you only assimilate the ones that are saying men are good. Or sorry, men are bad, because you have a value system that says men are bad. So that is very important for us to know. Your interpretation is important, but you reduce the work of your interpretation. You reduce the work of your interpretation by simulating information is in consonance with your value system. So it's not every TV program you have to watch, it's not every audio you have to listen to, it's not everybody that wants optimism. Optimism. Being optimistic is also helping you to generate energy. There's something Anthony Robbins calls psychoneuroimmunology. The power of your mind. I don't have the time to demonstrate that to you. The power of your mind, how your mind affects how your psyche affects your neuro energy and your immunology, all those things. And then I think Jack Confield also said something about the science of kinesiology. Your mind, your heart has a way of increasing the unconscious energy that you have. It's either it's increasing it or decreasing it. Either it's increasing or decreasing it. When you get home in your house right now, you can tell anybody to close their eyes and begin to think positively. Let them stretch for their hands and then let them begin to think positively. If you try to push that hand down, you tell them to resist you, you say they have enough strength to resist you. Once you tell them to change something bad that happened to them, let them repeat the same exercise. You realize that it will be easy for you to push down those ends. Because you know what? Positive thoughts energizes you and produce more energy for you. That is why you see people who are positive, they are always creative. You can never see somebody who is negative and is creative. Never. It's not possible. If it's creative, it's just for a number of time. It will bounce back. It will be disastrous. People who are positive are always, people who are creative are always positive. So you need to look at that. That's very important. And also SWOT, I'll talk about that later. And there's something we call the resource and readiness balance. For those of us who are CEOs, listen to this. Resources talks about infrastructure, talks about all this. Very important. Most of the time, that's what we focus on. Readiness is being dissatisfied with status quo. Being dissatisfied with if you have one and you don't have the other, it's okay. Start with the one that you have. If you have resources, go with that one. But know that you can't be running your resources without having this readiness. Readiness is when your people begin to feel, and you begin to feel, I am better than this. There is something greater that I can achieve. There's somewhere greater that I can go. Now, you may have the peckings or the trappings of success all around you, but there is this inspirational dissatisfaction based on the dissatisfaction that you have. Sometimes when you don't have that dissatisfaction, we call it inspirational dissatisfaction, it doesn't move you to go into that greatness. If you try moving without that, you will get burnt out. You'll get burnt out. So resources, capital, money, infrastructure, the human beings that are walking around you, those are human resources. It's good. But again, you must have this dissatisfaction with status quo. When you begin to look at things and say, I am better than this. I can do more. Oh, no. I know I've achieved, but there's still so many more land to conquer. Many rivers to cross. I think that is UB40. Is it UB40 now? UB40, yeah, I can remember. UB40, yeah, that's UB40. That's the guy. Those of you who were born at that time on the what I'm talking about. Many rivers to cross. There's still many rivers to cross. So that's very important. Also, talk about benchmarking. You see, CEOs, most of the time you benchmark the people who are ahead of you. It's the greatest mistake you can ever make in the 21st century. The biggest mistake you can ever make in the 21st century is to benchmark the people who are ahead of you alone. You do 360 benchmarking these days. The people who are ahead of me, the people who are my peers, and the people who are behind me. Because you know what? You are benchmarking the people who are ahead of you. The people behind you are benchmarking you. They want to beat you to the game. You must be aware of what they are doing. The people who are behind you, what are they doing? How do they want to take me out of my market here? So that you know how to deal with them while you're looking at how to take the people who are ahead of you out of the market share. That is exactly what the Facebooks of this world and all those people are doing. When they see that Instagram is about to chase them out of the market, you know what they do? Instagram was not ahead of Facebook, but Facebook saw them behind. You know what they did? They quickly went and purchased Instagram before it kicks them out of the market. The ones that they can't kick out, the one that can't buy, they produce a competing product on app within their own system to be able to counter what they are doing. In other words, they're not just looking at the people ahead, they're also looking at the people behind, and they're looking at their peers also. You must do 360 degrees. You know what benchmarking does? Benchmarking tells you makes you see the things you're not doing, makes you know where you're supposed to focus your energy, makes you know what you're supposed to be doing at this time that other people are doing that you have neglected. That's what benchmarking does, which is also SWOT analysis and everything. Now, also know this, that you must have your support system. Your support system are the people who will give you the support that you need. And you see, the support that they give you is the energy. That's why some of us know where to run to when everything looks gloomy. We know where to run to. We know who to be with when everything looks gloomy. Because let me tell you something, in the journey to greatness, there will be gloomy time. In your journey to greatness, there will be dark time. You'll be wondering who sent me. There will be a gap, a gulf in front of you. You are wondering who sent me. At that point in time, the only people that can save you, the only people that can get you to this point of greatness will be your support system. Now, if you do not have support systems, you need to start building support system. Support system, number one support system are your family members. If you have not been spending time with your family, also if you have not been spending time with your children and your wife, it's a dangerous avenue you are going to. And why? If you have not been spending time with your husband and your children, is the saddest point you're going through. Those people are the people that will believe in you, whether you are doing good or not. Some of them will say you are the best. Not that you are the best, but you need to hear that you are the best sometimes. Because you know what? We have battered you in the marketplace. We have shown you that you are nobody. We have battered you and everything. I mean, you feel finished, famished. So the next place you run to is your support system. Apart from your family, this is the time you must also have mentors. You must also have mentors. Mentors that are not tormentors. I don't have time to explain that. You must have mentors that are not tormentors. Mentors are also different from instructors. Many people will call mentors are not your mentors, they are your instructors. I read this book, so it's my mentor. No, it's your instructor. Mentorship is a dialogue. There must be communication. And communication is not one way, communication is both ways. It has to come, it is a dialogue, not a monologue. So your system should and must be also have a mentor, somebody who you can run to, somebody who you can call at any point in time, and he'll pick up the phone. And sometimes what you need in your journey to greatness is not a solution. It's just a listening ear. What you need in your journey to greatness sometimes is just a pat on the back. You are doing well. Don't worry. It will soon be over. So when people call me, you know what I ask? I ask them, do you need me to say anything, or you won't just want me to listen? Because sometimes, most times, not sometimes, most times, the person knows what to do. And he's not waiting for your instruction from you. The person is just waiting for you to listen. And they tell the person, you're not the only one here. There are many people that I know, don't worry, you'll be over it. And then the person goes, that is what they need. That energy just comes back like that. Your support system, who is your support system? For those of you who are on this call, Abioye should be your support system. You can't be in this group and not be close to Abioye. Abioye should be your support system. You should be able to call him at any point in time. Ask him questions, tell him what you're going through so that he can listen. And I'm sure he's ready to listen. Developing your leadership proficiency. No. I can't go into that today. We won't finish this place. That is my forte. Leadership, develop your leadership. Just get to know how you can train more and more and get that. Reprogramming your leadership development perspective and orientation. That's also leadership. What do we mean by leadership development perspective? How much of books do you read on leadership? How much of training do you go on leadership? That is very, very absolutely important. If you don't get it there when it comes to your leadership development, you don't have a budget for it, you don't invest into it, look, you will not be able to achieve greatness. Look, people who achieve greatness are people that work with other people towards their journey to greatness. People who achieve greatness are people who work with other people towards their journey to greatness, not the people who are lone rangers. And by the time we begin to talk about people who work with other people on their journey to greatness, that is the definition of leadership. So nobody, no lone ranger can ever achieve greatness. If what he calls greatness is ever greatness, it's not greatness. His own world is not great. Tell me anybody in the world who is great that is a lone ranger. Nobody. Nobody. Rambo, he dare not. And if you think Rambo is a lone champion, it's a movie. Sometimes I will tell people, hey, this Rambo is really true. Why not just let us bring Rambo and send him to Sambisa forest? To go and clear the Boko Haram and clear all the terrorists in Nigeria. They should have sent him to Afghanistan or to Pakistan to go and get Osama bin Laden. But you know that Osama bin Laden wasn't gotten because of one man. It was gotten because of so many things. The intelligence society, the Marines, the SEAL put together, and they were able to do a good job. So look at that. Your leadership development is very important. Generating energy, final one here is raise your performance level by at least 50%. By at least 50%. Every point in time, every month. What did I achieve? What can I achieve? Raise it by 50%. Will you always achieve 50%? No, you won't always achieve 50%, but you will have made progress. Always raise your performance. Your demand on yourself must be raised at every point in time. Your demand on yourself must be raised. That is how to generate energy. Because you know what? If you achieved 100 sales today, and then you begin to relax because you achieve 100, you know what? You are losing energy. You won't even think about energy. You just say, oh, I have achieved, I have gotten there. There's nothing anybody can do. This is it. Look at me. I've built 10 houses. I've had 10 estates and everything. Before you know what's happening, you are stagnant. People feel that because they made progress, because they are stagnant, they are not regressing. Anybody who is stagnant is regressing. You know why? Because if you are level 10 and you stayed at level 10, there's somebody who's at level 5 who is working, is moving. You stayed at level 10. This person this year got to level 8. You are still at level 10. Before you had five level gap, but now it is what? 2 level gap. And then when it gets to level 12, or still at level 10, you actually did not stay stagnant. You actually were regressing. Because as long as the person was progressing, the person was pulling you back while the person was going forward. So that is why anybody who wants to achieve greatness must always look at their achievement and look at how can we raise our performance. You must motivate your people, inspire them, demand it of them that everybody just must keep improving and improving and improving and improving. And that is how you generate energy. Now, I don't want to go into this. Let me go to the other one so that it doesn't look like I just stayed at one point forever. Abioye is wondering, with all those grammar that you said, just one point that you have done. Just let me know, just give me a direct message to let me know the number of time, hours, minutes that I have left, so that also we can also take questions in this place. If I don't finish my slide, I can always still come back, probably next month or probably the month after or probably the month after, whichever one. Probably Abioye did not tell you, I am a member of his company, a member of his. He has not just fully admitted me, so we can still work on. You want to say something, Abioye?
Yes. Thank you so much. We still have a whole 40 minutes to make this happen. So Pastor Niyi, just keep firing, knowing that we have 40 minutes. Like you rightly said, okay, we will always bring you back in the course of this season. So please continue, sir.
Okay, awesome. So I would go on. 40 minutes seems to be very, very generous of you. Thank you so much. Anyways, now, the person who said you must know energy. Your energy is important to you getting to your destination. The greatness that we're talking about, you can never get to greatness without knowing how to conserve energy and deploying energy into your dreams. Your energy is your emotions. You can't dissipate emotions unnecessarily. That's why you see somebody whose heart has been broken, or let me put it this way, somebody who has been served breakfast will not be able to sing. You don't know what it means to be served breakfast. That's a Nigerian slang of being your heart has been broken. You broke your heart. Somebody who has been served breakfast will not sing. That's why the emotion has been dissipated. So they need to recover first before you can. If you put them on a job, they will mess it up. They will mess it up. Whether male or female, they will mess it up. So you must know how to control, how to guide your emotion, how to guide your energy, because you need it. You need it. If you are above 35, you are greatly depleted when it comes to your energy. So you can't just be dissipating energy anywhere. You can't just be going everywhere and anywhere. You cannot be talking to everybody and anybody. You have to choose the people you talk to. You have to choose the places that you go to, because the little energy you have must be focused. Don't copy those teenagers. Don't copy those guys who are 20-something years old. They have more energy. They can be jumping around, and they will not get tired. But you, any little jumping around, especially when you're now 40, and project 40 and above, or when you are 50, you don't have that kind of energy. So you must know how to conserve it and how to utilize it. That's what I've explained earlier. So the next one I want to talk about here is systems. How do you build systems? How do you make sure that you have enough? Because like we said, when we're talking about leadership and everything, leadership, I wrote a book, Leadership Quadrant. My first book on Leadership Quadrant. And I said there that nobody can be a transformational leader without building systems. Nobody can be a transformational leader without building systems. Systems must be uppermost in your heart, because you know what? Greatness you're looking for, once you get there, something must sustain it. No, something must take you there, and something must sustain it. Something must take you there, and something must sustain it. And what sustains it? Systems. Systems. If you see somebody who is investing money, investing time in building systems, this person is primed for greatness. And you know what? Greatness is not just accidental to them. Greatness is not just something that happens like a flash in the pan. So greatness is sustained. They understand greatness. They understand how to reactivate greatness. They understand. You see, when they begin to talk about big things, when they begin to talk about great things, they just find it easy. You know why they find it easy? They found it easy because of the systems that they have built, because of the systems that they have created. They just have an idea, they take that idea and dump it on the system. And before you know something, the system turns it around. And both, everything is going, the visionary is not stressed. What you just need to get the idea, dump it on the system begins to create, and it begins to go to new grounds, begin to go to new places, to go and look at what next do I need to do? How do I need to go about it? And again, you need to realize all these people that we're seeing, the likes of Facebook and all those people, McDonald's and everybody, they didn't attain greatness until they settled their systems. They had to take care of systems. They had to take care of that, somebody to help them with their systems. Until a system guy came, they didn't achieve the greatness that we look at them right now and say, wow, this guy achieved greatness. And they also know that for them to sustain their greatness, and be going on and on and on and on, systems must be hard. System must be maintained. I always tell people this. People don't build successful businesses. People don't build successful businesses. System builds successful businesses. System builds successful businesses. But then the people must work on the system and through the system to build and sustain successful businesses. So greatness can never be built by a person. It's system that builds greatness. Nobody becomes a head of state or a president without going through a system. It's impossible. That is impossible and can't together. Nobody becomes a CEO without understanding systems. If you build your company on your own, you must understand, because system, the regulatory bodies are systems. The association that you belong to are systems. But you must understand all those things, because you can never attain that greatness without having a solid system behind you. So let's briefly talk about that, if time will permit us. Like I said, look at McDonald's. They were created in 1948. Brilliant idea came, but until the system guy came, Ray Kroc came, they didn't experience steady growth over the years. They did not. The system guy came that was able to help them handle their processes and their procedures and everything. They were able to get into that point of greatness. Not just them. You look at Apple, Steven Wozniak and Steve Jobs put their dreams to the test, blah, 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 blah. But they did not get to that point until they got a system guy. Reddit came in there, public relation expert, and experience working in semiconductor industry to manage presentation of plans and ideas to the general public and general audience and public. That guy handled their systems for them before they went, wow, Apple went to the next level. Once you have a brilliant idea is good. It gets you to a point of greatness, when you will point of goodness, if you put it that way. But for you to attain greatness, more on your system, or get somebody who is a system guy to be with you, to help you haul your system, work on your system, because your idea needs to be expanded or exploded by your system. Not just that. You see, Google also, Brain and Page was there. They started this brilliant idea, but in 2001, they had an internal management problem and decided to hire Eric, whatever that means, as their chairman and CEO. And then both, they experienced steady growth over the years and have various branches open and opening up in multiple parts of the world. You can see that. Until the system guy came in, there was no explosion. No explosion. I can go on and on. Tesla. Interestingly, do you know the system guy in Tesla? Elon Musk. Many people don't know that he wasn't the one that started Tesla. He didn't start Tesla. Someone else, some people started it. Some two guys started it. But he came in the role of CEO, bought part of it, and then boom, he was the system guy that came in there and transformed the whole thing for them. The question is that who is your system guy? Or if you are the system, what have you done to help your system to create a strong system that can manage your greatness? If you get there without a system, you'll be thrown out. You'll be thrown out. And then we can go on and on and on, and then tell you, now, what do we mean when we talk about system development? Let me quickly talk about that quickly. First thing is that the indices of a poor system, no clear-cut vision, mission, and objectives. You don't have that. Undefined structure or organizational chart. Undefined job description, consequently, overlap of roles and responsibilities. Lack of organizational policy to serve as code of conduct, faulty control systems. When you don't have all this, these are the things. Once you have this in your organization or in your life, or even your organization, and let me even focus on the organization, you know that you have a poor system. How do you know somebody who is sick? Guys, how do you know somebody who is sick? You know, I can be looking here, and you think I'm okay. Until I test all those systems, they're about, I don't even know how many, 11 or 20 something or something like that. I don't even know. I'm not a medical person. But you know what? You know how you know a sick person? If one of those systems is faulty, that means you're sick. Even if the other one are okay. If one is faulty, you're sick. So by the time you begin to look at this, you may be making progress, If your heart is not pumping blood very well, or we're pumping blood, that's high blood pressure. That person may be jumping around and looking good. Oh, fantastic. Hey, he's making progress. Hey, it's just a matter of time. God forbid that the person falls down. And in the fall, and they say, okay, somebody dealing with an organization. If you do not look at the critical systems in your organization, greatness will elude you. And when you get there, you realize you have burnt out, you have dragged everybody, and everybody is out of sorts. And then before you know what's happening, everything comes crumbling down. May that not be your portion in Jesus' name. So type amen, type amen, type amen, type amen. Type amen. No, I'm watching. No. Type amen. I just prayed. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. iPhone, thank you. It shows that you are listening to me. Correct. Awesome. So can we go on? Let's go on quickly. I just mentioned this already. Now, let me just share some organizational system. Culture, the way we think, our behavioral pattern, habit, conventions, the way we think, the way we talk, our believability, our norms, our values is a system. You must have it, whether as an individual or as an organization. As an individual, I have my norms, I have my values. They are important to me. If I meet you and you violate all my values, the ones that are not violatable, if you violate it, we can never be friends. It is not, I don't need to pray about it. We can never be friends. We are off. So I guide that because it's my system. Culture for an individual and organization is a system. Structure, definition of job, we also mentioned that already. You need to also look at that. Method and tools, the planning procedure, methodology, skills that people in an organization use is influenced by the information system and infrastructures in place. You need to put that also in place. Look, there is no point in saying that you want to become great. You want to become outstanding, you want to move into greatness, but your infrastructure is not looking great. I mean, how do you explain that? Your office is not painted and you are talking about greatness. It's not possible. You won't get there. You have to spend some money upgrading that facility first. Because you know what, people have to feel great before they can achieve great. They have to feel it. You have to change the chairs. The chairs are already broken and everything. Instead, the money you want to use to travel abroad, use that money to buy new chairs. Forget about abroad for now. Buy tables. Change the look of your office. You'll be shocked how the performance level will rise. When people start feeling comfortable in the office, you'll be shocked. It's like abracadabra. It's like magic. Change the ambience. Give them good habits. Boom. The whole thing changes. Can't you see greatness? People who have achieved greatness, do you see their ambience? They don't compromise on it. So also, and not just that, let me quickly talk about this thing is not to do a lot of that. Reward people, or reward people. That's very important. It's very important. Control and reward is very important. Take note of that. Accounting and financial system, very important. You need money. You need to save money to be able to take some advantage. Now, this is my own rule of, they say cash is king, but that is wrong. That's not totally right. Not wrong. Not totally wrong, but not totally right. Cash is not king. It's cash flow that is king. Cash flow that is king. When you spend your ROI, it's better than when you spend your capital. Your ROI supplies your cash flow, you are better off than any other person. And it's important. We just did our books mistake. We had some few investment that got stuck temporarily, and then we realized that we are actually losing. We're actually losing like 6 million naira. Technically, we're losing 6 million naira every month. Losing 6 million naira every month. But yet, salaries are being increased. I was asking one of my staff, how many times has the salary been increased last year during COVID and even during? He said, I can't count. Salaries have been increased. The whole program that we are doing is being run. We are having a program in Dubai that we have stopped us from going. We have paid, 85 to 90% of the money that, we need to pay to be in Dubai. And this is an organization that is losing 5 to 6 million naira every month. 5 to 6 million naira every month. You know how that is possible? That is possible because we have internal economy. We have our budgetary, accounting, and financial system in place. You need to see how they fight me when I want to spend money. I mean, they fight me, not fight. I mean, we argue. I want to do this, I want to do that. No, you can't do this, you can't do that. Or sometimes I stamp my feet. But sometimes they can't stifle creativity because I know what I've seen. I know where I'm going. I know where I'm taking the organization to. So sometimes I insist. But what I'm trying to say, you must have that internal economy. That's a system that you have to have because you must have money. I tell people, if I can't pay for something twice, then I can't afford it. If I can't pay for something twice, I can't afford it. And number two, if it's a luxury item, if my ROI cannot pay for it, I can't afford it. If my ROI cannot pay for it, I can't afford it. Now I may have 50 million naira in the account, and this thing is 2 million naira. And there is a luxury good, it doesn't have to do with the office. I want to buy a wristwatch. I want to buy a new phone. I want to do this. If my ROI cannot buy it, then I'm not buying. I can't afford it. Even when my ROI can buy it, can he buy two? And if you cannot buy it, I still can't afford it. So when people see me do luxury things, they think, okay, Niyi is going to this. No, I'm not. Last year I celebrated my birthday and it was big. And people wonder, hey, this guy must have said, no, every amount that I spent there came from my ROI. And it was not a 7 digits birthday. It was an 8 digits birthday celebration. Everything. That is what we talk about when we talk about internal economy. It's very important. And internal competence, development rates of your staff, their training and exposure. My dear, it is important. Exposing your staff. You kill your system if you do not expose your staff. We're going to Dubai. Everybody in the office, almost everybody in the office that are doing paperwork or anything are going to Dubai. Do I need everybody there? I don't think so. But I need everybody to be exposed. I need everybody to be exposed. Is it going to cost me? Yes. Why are you spending that? No, I'm not spending. I'm investing it. Because I'm investing in their exposure. I'm investing in their training, which is important for me. So what are you doing about that? That's the system. Now, finally, I know you will like this. We talk about being a disruptor. We said 3 things. Number 1, your energy. Number 2, the system. Number 3, disruption. You must be a disruptor. And then the question is, when it comes to disruption, is that, are you change ready or a change driver? When you are change ready, you are reactional. When you are a change driver, you are proactive. Disruptors are proactive. Disruptors can make your greatness obscure. I mean, you are great now A disruptor is trying to make that your greatness obscure. It's trying to create something that will knock off your achievement like that. So, anyone, can you hear me? Can you hear me? If you can, just wave at me. Just while your video on, just wave at me. If you can hear me, just wave at me. Okay, good. Fantastic. So I thank you for waving at me. So good. So you must be able to drive change. They are seeking can drive change. Your greatness become obscure. They throw you out. They just throw you out of the mix, and you don't want that to happen. For you to drive change, you must challenge existing results. So, you don't change what is working. Who told you that? We're not saying change what is working, we're saying question. You have to question what is working. And then also challenge change itself. Challenge change itself. Let's move on. How to deal with disruption? Some people deal with it by ignoring it. Some react to it. Some predict and embrace it. But the disruptors are the ones who create it. It's too late for you. Sometimes it's too late, although it's good, for you to react to change, for you to react to disruption. Some people can predict it and then they embrace it. Okay, this thing is going to change, so they are there. But the guys who are tried, who will always be great in and out, are the people who create that change. So the question you want to ask yourself when we talk about greatness is that what are you creating in your field? What are you creating in the value chain of the industry that you belong to? What are you creating in the value chain of the industry you belong to? What are you creating? Or better still, or worst case scenario right now, is that can you predict the change in any of the value chain? And can you be ahead of the game to embrace it? Don't react to it, and please don't ignore it. The best or the worst you can do is to be at number 3, to predict it, and then to embrace it. Embracing is that you predict it, oh, this is going to happen, and then you are ahead of the game. You are waiting for them. But the best one so far is to be the one to create it. You are in the driver's seat. The guy who is waiting for the change is there, waiting for you ahead of it, so that you can bring the car there, so that you can be part of it, embrace it. Those days like we do in, in Lagos, when there was Molue, Lagos, Nigeria. Molue is a transportation bus that we have. Very big stuff like this. When the bus is coming towards the bus stop, we don't wait at the bus stop. We start running. Even before the bus gets there, we start running, jogging, waiting for it, jogging, because the bus will not wait. The bus will just pause a little. The ones who are dropping must drop while running. And the ones who are going to get into the bus must get into the bus while running also. So those are the people who predict and embrace it. While the guys who create the change are the ones who are driving the bus. Although you will join the bus, so you must create it. Now let's move on. The goal is not to be the best one specific thing, but to be and creating change in your ecosystem of value chain. That is the goal. Predicting and creating change. But in the value chain, can you predict or create? Yeah. Abioye is into real estate. Yeah, in as much as it's real estate, he has to sell the real estate. So there's realtor in the value chain, somebody who will sell the real estate. There's construction in the value chain, somebody who would build the building. There's procurement in the value chain. Somebody will go and procure. You know how the dollar and naira thing has thrown all construction into something else these days. So the question is that, can you even predict that the naira is going to be 300? I don't want to say something else. 300 to $1. I have to speak my face. Can you predict it? And if it's going to be the other one, can you predict it? Because it's part of your value chain. Because I'm into real estate. No, I'm just going to sell land. I'm just going to sell building. No. There is the construction. There is the procurement. There is the sales. There is the government policy maker. Because all those things are very, very important. Let's move on quickly as I begin to round up. So not finally, but there's not finally, but good. Now look at this. Look at this. It's very important. It's like, look at it. Disruption is not a bump in the road. Oh, we just went through a bump. Boom. So we're okay. We just went through a bump. Boom. We're okay. It's not a bump. Disruption is a very bad road. And you have to keep maneuvering. In other words, don't think that there will be smooth road after the bump. No. After the bump, the road is still very bad. You have to choose your pothole. You have to choose the pothole that you have to go. That is what disruption is. You don't get to a point where you think it's smooth. No, it can never be smooth. Why? Because some people are already thinking how to make what you thought was a champion product in relevant. So you're maneuvering, you're moving, you're moving, you're moving. In other words, there's no rest. Greatness, so it is easy for you to become great, but difficult for you to sustain greatness. Easy to become great compared to sustaining it. That's why you see rich men who have been rich before, when they lose their money, they die. They just kill themselves sometimes, because you know what? They can't even experience poverty. Somebody who has enjoyed is maneuvering. It's a bad road. So I'm just telling you that so that you don't get to a point. No, we just scattered the industry. The way you have scattered the industry, somebody is coming to scatter the industry again. But let that somebody be you again, that is scattering and scattering and scattering and scattering. You see why you need to have a system. You need to have what we even call a unit that is called research and development. And what they are thinking about is researching. They're thinking about the researching. And one of the things I told my people, and I think, I'm not sure I've discussed that with Abioye yet. I was telling them, asking them if they have a diaspora strategy. How can you be in real estate and you don't have a diaspora strategy? You must have a diaspora strategy. Over 20 billion has left the diaspora every year. 20 billion into Nigeria. This year it's estimated that about 29 billion will be sent into Nigeria, or $29.8 billion will be sent into Nigeria. Next year is 34 or 28.9. Next year is 34.9 billion that will be sent into Nigeria. And then you don't have a diaspora strategy. Where's the money coming from most? People don't know. In Nigeria, they have more money coming from Cameroon than any other place. Cameroon. Billions of dollars are coming from Cameroon to Nigeria. America tops it, the UK. There are other places, but in Africa, Cameroon, Ghana, even before you get into South Africa. So you need to do those research, and you know that, look, changing the game is having a diaspora strategy. Where do I need to be? What do I need to talk to? Where do I need to be engaging people right now? So that is something that we really need to look at if you are playing in any field. If you want to be a disruptor, We need to create and dare to bring our imagination to life and see what our ideas actually look like in the real world. I want you to look at that again. You want to be a disruptor? You need to create and dare. You need to create and dare to bring out that imagination into the real life. In other words, a disruptor does not just think. A disruptor also implements. You can't call yourself a disruptor and then you're saying, let me take it easy. I have an idea. No. I'm scared though. How would they receive my idea? That's not a disruptor. A disruptor is even testing the idea based on the things that are happening around them. So those are my books. But let me say thank you first before I tell you my book. Thank you for your time. I'll take some questions, then I'll just let you see my book and the numbers you can call to get it, or the website that you can see to get it. I have 5 books, actually 6, but 5 is showing here. You can see 6 things there, but I like the back cover of the back page of the book, Game Changer. So I have to bring that picture so that it can work very well in your mind. Anyway, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening, for allowing me bore you for over 1 hour. Thank you so much. I'm free and ready to take questions if there are any. And if there are not, I'm also very pleased to leave this platform.
Thank you so much, Pastor Niyi, and every one of you that are still on this call. I'm so grateful to you. So please, on the chat platform, please kindly let us thank Pastor Niyi for this great session. I'm so inspired myself. Pastor Niyi, to interest you that last year I was great. This year I feel I'm just good this year, and I feel so hungry. I was discussing with my team that for me, beginning of this year, it's like 27th of April 2018 when we launched Lifestyle Up. Because like you said, for us to be great, we've got to have serious desire and serious hunger. And one of the greatest things that you really said to me today, I don't know about the rest of the people left on this platform, that it is very critical that you look for your system guy. I find that very powerful as someone that is trying to build on working on a journey towards building a great global brand. So satisfaction is really, really not acceptable. So for me, I feel so inspired, and I know you've inspired a whole lot of people today. And for me, I must really thank you. You said something about having a support system. I'm glad to have you as one of my own support system, and I encourage everyone listening to us right now that is very important, that we discover our support system. And there are a lot of ways, and with your permission, like you said, as being my own support system, by extension, I really want you to be support systems to people within this community too. And I can assure you that we will do it in a very structured manner. We will not call you every day, we will not bug you, but at least we'll read your books, we will come for your events, and we are also going to post more about the Niyi Adesanya think tank, especially for the CEOs within the Project 40 community. It's a must. It's very important. In French, we say c'est obligatoire. So it's very important that we are part of this Niyi Adesanya think tank, because it's one of those great decisions I've made as a business owner, and of course, being a team player. So before Pastor Niyi runs, I want us to take 1 or 2 questions. I know some of us, you have questions, okay? And if we will permit you, if you want to voice your question, just raise your hand. I think we can just take about 3 to 5 maximum because of time. Okay, just raise your hand, then we'll unmute you, then you can ask those questions of yours, okay? I can see 2 hands up. They've been up for some time. I don't know if it's for the purpose of questions, but for this, I would rather assume that is because they want to ask questions. So I would like to please, Sam, if you can hear me clearly, kindly unmute Ibukun. Kindly unmute Ibukun Lua and let Ibukun ask Pastor Niyi his or her question right away, please.
Right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Abioye. Thank you so much, Pastor Niyi. Super excited and highly inspired. My question is on. I hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, please.
Hello. All right, thank you very much. So my question is on the system, creating the system. You know, that one hits me so highly. You know, the temptation is when you're running the business and you have some outsourced people getting things done for you. This is my personal experience now, and of course, this is one of the focus for the year for me. You know, the temptation is to want to just continue in that line because you've actually worked with this set of people for a while. They're not your direct staff, probably because for some time or maybe for now, one cannot invest so much on creating the structure or the system that is an integral part of my own organization, for example. So how do you, I just wanted to help out in letting all of us know, people that are in that category. You have a lot of people out there, you outsource a lot of things they get things done for you, things are moving fine and all of that. And you're like, okay, for now, let me just remain the way I am. And things are working, cash flow is coming in, everything is going fine. At what point do you say, no, this cannot continue? I have to build my own internal structure and system for us to become greater. You know, you talked about being great and now being greater. So that is just my question. Thank you very much, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. What's your name again, sir?
My name is Ibukun Olua.
Ibukun. Ibukun, thank you so much. You know what?
Right.
Outsourcing is also a strategy. And so, I can. Ibukun, yeah, thank you. I say outsourcing is also a strategy because you must look at your link force. You don't want to, probably you don't have the office to even accommodate them.
Yes, sir.
And you're also guiding against overheads. So if I can contract it out, instead of me paying somebody for 1 million naira, why not? It's okay. But just look at it. Sometimes you contract out your accounting stuff through what's it called? A software, Sage software, and then you have somebody who is an outsider coming in and out to do that. But by the time you start making some real good returns, you understand that is running to multi-million, billions, then you know that it's time for you to domicile an accountant in-house, not just any kind of accountant, but a chartered accountant, because the kind of figure that is going out needs a chartered accountant. Now, you still need probably an external auditor to come into that can be balanced and everything. Do you understand? There's a point in time where you feel that, okay, I can outsource my HR, but it's okay you outsource HR, but when the people are getting many, I mean, you have to deal with 5, 10, 20 people at the same time, 50 people, 100 people, 200 people, 300, even if there is a contract out there for HR or for accounting, you know that you need somebody in-house to liaise with them and relate with them. Do you understand? So there should be your core. There should be your core that you cannot outsource. If you're into real estate now, you cannot probably outsource. You can outsource the development, not be able to outsource procurement. That's just my own thinking. But you have to look at the ones that you can put your hands on, the one you can put your hands on. Like in production right now, You must produce the production line, the people who are working in the personnel. And then, but you look at the other areas, the supporting roles. The supporting role, there's the main role and then the supporting role. Administration is a supporting role. Marketing is a supporting role. And in real estate, marketing is a supporting role. But it's because you have to build the asset, sell it. Also, creator groups, I've asked the line to know that okay, this role now can be domiciled in the organization. Probably you have a money target, you can see the money, and then you look at okay, the money I'm giving to those people. If I use this money to put somebody here who's equally qualified, then I will be able to use this person Monday to Friday instead of me talking to this person once in a week or once in a month or once, twice in a month. You understand? But you look at your cash flow. Make sure that you don't put anybody in-house and that will not affect the cash flow. Cash flow is important for a business.
Okay, thank you very much.
It's a tragedy when you have to do a role or go for a project and you don't have the money to go and use every money to do overheads. You don't want that. So you have to look at that. As you move on, time will tell you when you have to domicile your account. You can't be counting billions and then you're outsourcing your accounting rules. No, there must be a chartered accountant in the house that you must see because money is important. Talk to me about this money. Why is this money moving like this? We need to talk. So
all right, sir.
I think it all depends on you.
Okay. All right, sir.
Thank you
very much.
All right.
Do we have any questions?
Yes, please. I would quickly like Mr. Victor Anilaju to please ask your question. And please, because of our time, we have less than 15 minutes to wrap up. Please, let's keep it as brief as possible and so that we can get as many questions as possible. Mr. Victor, good to see you today. A great Nigerian, a great African. How are you, sir?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Niyi. And good evening, Mr. Abioye. Thank you for organizing this wonderful training section. I really appreciate your efforts and everything you are putting to make this training a wonderful time. I just want to ask a question that I know affects most entrepreneurs today in Nigeria. How can we navigate through this current economical challenges we are facing? Mr. Niyi, you made a point. The exchange rate of the dollar is affecting a lot of businesses. The insecurity is affecting a lot of businesses. The hopelessness in the people is affecting a lot of businesses. It almost seems as if you need to be dubious in business in Nigeria now for you to even break even, right? I'm a business person and I've been in business for over 20 years. I can tell you from experience what we are currently facing, right? We have a project that we just dropped that run into the tunes of billions of naira. Because of the exchange rate. Because at the time we're bidding for that project, exchange rate was still about 280. By the time after COVID, we came back, let's continue. Exchange rate have gone to about 560. Right? And it was a breakthrough for us at that time, but right now it's almost like a curse.
It's a breakdown.
So I know, who sent you?
I know a lot of us here are going through a lot of challenges in business because of the economical problem. So I just want you to, maybe from your experience, maybe tell us what we can do. And God bless you. I understand. I feel what you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the question, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much. And one thing, let me start by saying this, that, some people knew that currency, Naira was going to be devalued. Some people knew already. And the discussion has already been taking place as far back as 2019, 2020. We were in Dubai in 2020 before the pandemic, and then we told everybody in Dubai to go and convert all their Naira into dollars because it's about to change. Long before we knew well, it was a brainstorming session. So everybody who were there, they changed it. So one of my sons who came with me to Dubai, and one of the businessmen, he gave me money, he paid for the program, and now give me money to go do shopping. That whenever I want to do shopping, this is the money. He's blessing me with the money. He gave me dollars. So after all the brainstorming session, he now came back to meet me. Now wrote the Naira equivalent of the dollars in check. Say, please, can I have my dollars back? And please have this check and go and collect it when you get to Nigeria. I was just laughing. So why are you laughing? I said, I've spent the money. I've not spent it though. I said, I've spent it. So how can we be hearing the same thing? And then you expect me to give you back the dollars that we say we should convert our Naira into dollars. You see, some people knew about it. And then also, when it comes, it's a pity that you have done the negotiation before the Naira was devalued. But there's nothing wrong with you going back to renegotiate the contract. And that's why negotiation is very important. They know what has happened. They know it is not feasible for us to continue this way with the way we have quoted, because most of the things that we're going to use are going to be sourced abroad. So we can't continue. So let us come back and let us renegotiate all these items if possible. Now, that's one way. And then going forward also, I think it's just ideal if you want to quote, and then we quote based on the exchange rates. And then when you quote based on the exchange, you change it into Naira. And then also, you know what, you can also, in a way, if you have people around you, mark up a little bit, because so that it can accommodate the differences when you're going to make a proposal to people. For instance, now, I run a coaching program, like a mentoring coaching program. I charge in dollars. It's only a few people that actually pay me in dollars. People pay me in Naira. But when you're going to pay me now, you convert it with the present exchange rate. So I won't tell you that I want to collect 10,000 Naira. When 10,000 Naira will become probably 6,000 Naira in 2 months' time. 10,000 Naira, let's just say it's $5,000. I'm just giving an example. 10,000 Naira, 5,000, or $50. So if $50 changes to 12,000 Naira, that's what you pay me. You pay me the equivalent. So when I'm charging you on the universal currency. So you can also look at that also. But most importantly is that you have to have people, your support system, that people you can run to, people you can sit down with, and then they will brainstorm. We have something we call the business think tank. Think tank is where you have people of like mind coming together. We break into groups. We're in the same hotel for a long time, 2-3 days, talking about it, bringing experienced people into the room with us. And they're also sitting, sometimes we talk into the midnight, and then we'll come back and sleep. We wake up again, we'll go to the gym, come back. And then what we're talking about is that, what are your challenges that you face? Where are you going? What is happening? This and that. And then again, one other thing is that you have to have, like we said, support system is very important. I know businesses are facing a lot, but again, I was going to say this to you. In as much as you're saying businesses are going through a lot, which I agree. And you also need to look at Boa Cement. Is it Rabiu now and everything? Overtook Mike Adenuga as the second richest man in Nigeria. And then Dangote Cement still increased in value from probably 12 billion to 13 point something billion dollars. As an individual, still making him the richest man in Africa. So when some people are saying there's a casting down, some people are saying there's a lifting up. Now, in this pandemic or this last 2 years, in our own business, we have never had it this nice. We've never had it this nice. I know my own business is not the one that churns in money like Abioye's business. Abioye's business is churning in billions and billions and billions. I'm in the consulting, I'm in the coaching business. So we may not see the billions and billions and billions and billions, but for my business, and then technically losing 6 million every month, and we're still surviving, that means we're doing well. That means we're doing well. Things are happening. So when they say casting out, some people are saying there's lifting up. It depends on how you say it. A glass can be half empty and half full, but you need to see it as half full for you to be able to see the opportunities. And then opportunities are there. And sometimes the way you perceive things determines the kind of things that you attract. I read a book so many years ago by Clement Stone and Napoleon Hill, The Positive Mental Attitude. Clement Stone is the first insurance man, a black guy, yeah, that made millionaires out of his workers. Insurance, millionaires out of his workers. And then we all know who Napoleon Hill is. You know the book Think and Grow Rich, one of the best book after Bible for any businessman to read. Think and Grow Rich. You need to get that book if you've not read it. Now, those two guys wrote a book called Positive Mental Attitude. And they said the positive element is like a talisman, like a pendant that you have. If you have the PME showing, it determines the kind of people you attract to you. If you have the NME, which is the negative mental attitude, it stay positive at all times. When everything is looking gloomy, when everything is looking dark, everything is looking as if everything is failing, they stay positive at all times. It determines the kind of people that you attract to yourself. Recently, I got connected to a billionaire in Nigeria. We sat down together at the program. I spoke, he spoke. And then when he was speaking, he was referring to me almost all the time. And this is a guy that I've been wanting to meet forever in my life. But because I came into that place, my contributions were positive. My contribution was seeing it from different angles. This man connected with me, gave me his number, and then relationship started. Now, we've not made a demand from ourselves, but the relationship has started already. But was the positive attitude attractive? Could it be of help to me in my business? Definitely. Could I be of help to you in his business? Definitely. But what am I trying to say? Let us try as much as us to stay positive, get the right support system, get the right people. They can always help you predict what is likely going to happen in the next 10 years, next 15 years. They could see it ahead of time. We saw the Naira devaluing ahead as 2019, 2020. The pandemic, we didn't even know what the pandemic would look like. The pandemic chased us out of Dubai. Chased us out of Dubai. Once we got into Lagos, all doors were locked, boom, all over the world. But then even in that midst of the pandemic, when everybody was frightened, afraid, I was afraid, frightened, well, we have to get ourselves off that fright. And then instructions were going. Zoom meetings were going, instructions were going. Let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's do that. And as they were doing all those things, those guys were cashing out. They were cashing out. If you see the people in our think tank, you realize that they were making so much money, even during the pandemic when everybody was caving in, because they told us then that luxury items will not sell, because in the Spanish flu, during the Spanish flu, luxury items did not sell. But then in our own program, Zoom, we said, no, don't mind that. Luxury item will sell, because the Spanish flu affected young people and left the old people. And then the COVID-19 affected old people and spared young people. So the thing was already turning upside down. I said, no. Luxury good will sell. That's why Rolls-Royce will tell you that they made more sales this year than they've ever made in their life. Champagne will tell you that they made more sales this year because people just realize that all this money that I've been saving, hey, if I die, it's gone. Let me enjoy life now. They just started buying houses, enjoying life and everything. If I leave this money, this student, I will enjoy it too. Let me just enjoy it. Because COVID was just taking people. People have 7 Rolls-Royce and everything. So you need to be in the right group also, right set of people, so that together we can brainstorm and know and preempt what is happening in the future, and then we can cover it up. So also, always put dollars in view when you want to make some changes.
Very good. Thank you so much.
How that helps.
Mr. Victor, hope you are good with the response. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Fantastic. So finally, let me quickly call on Mr. Sunday, all the way from the UK. Mr. Sunday, over to you, sir.
Hey, I know him. I met him in Manchester. I met him
So
first
good
at
evening,
your
sir.
best day. I met him first at your best day,
Yeah.
and I met him in Manchester later. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. So thank you very much.
Good to see you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for this presentation. It's so great. And this is a wonderful privilege because we've been all over the world. This kind of informative and training exposures is not even given to us so cheap. So so I don't want people to take it very lightly. It's a very privilege. So quickly, because of our time, you made mention of system, which really captures my thoughts. But I believe more on processing, that if you can get the process right, dash in, dash out, that we're going to get the result and it will keep us going. But you made mention that system is the key to maintain the greatness. So I want to ask, how do we fix process to this system to make it going? Because I believe once the process is right, we can keep doing the same thing and keep producing the same thing. But you said system will do this. So I have a little bit of conflict in that bit. So if you can able to help me in that bit, that would be good for me, sir.
Okay, Sunday, good one. You see, the process you're talking about is a system. Whatever works, you have to create a system around it. If you have a process, let's even look at it that we have a process of manufacture. Use Milo or Milo and Bombita as a case. Now, there are some people who are in packaging. There are some people who are in the mixing of the ingredients. There are some people who are in the marketing of the ingredient, packaging. There are people who are in logistics. Am I right? And then those are processes. But you know what? You can't just leave those processes without creating a system around those processes to keep it running. You have to create human resource process and system around it. You have to create policies around it. You have to create policies. You have to create SOPs, standard of operations and everything around it. I mean, everybody must know what needs to be done, how it needs to be done. People must know when they need to come, when they don't need to come. People must know that the cocoa must dry for 2-3 hours before you put it into the market. I'm just giving an example, not that I'm in there.
I'm getting you, sir.
But you know what? If you don't get a system around those processes, you will be doing a lot else something that doesn't know about is a starter in your process and everything. It will mess the whole thing up. Now again, you can always outsource the system to people. You know, I think the first is that said that you can outsource it. You can outsource it as long as the people can give you the product. For instance, now if I'm dealing in Bombita, for instance, Bombita. So I don't have the power to create Bombita or to produce it. I'll just go and line up that Cadbury, do the Bombita. I will take it at the end and I'll go and sell it. The most important thing is that I'm a dealer of Bombita. So I've outsourced the process. But Cadbury knows that for them to keep churning out bigger products, every process must revolve around a system. Because you know what? If you don't build a system, then you have to be there at every time to supervise the process. And as a CEO, that is not your job. Your job as a CEO is not to do the job. Your job as the CEO is to create the job to be done. Your job as a CEO is to create a job to be done. Your job is not to do the job. So you allow the system, the processes, your SOPs, your policies to do the job while you go out there to create the job. But if you just rely on process without building systems around it, you will always be able to supervise the process. And you'll be burnt out. And remember, we talked about energy. You will use too much energy in the process. You won't have enough energy to do the marketing and the sales and to meeting people. And your job is actually to be the chief marketing officer of your organization and the chief public servant, public officer of your organization. You're supposed to be going there to be telling people, you guys need to have more You need to have more Bonvita in your life, not another thing. No, this is what you are drinking. No. You need to drink Bonvita. That's your job. You're just creating and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. While your system now begin to increase. Okay, we have 10 teams that we produce every month. Now we have to make it 20 because some guy has gone to create one place for us, impressive that we are not even thinking about. We have Manchester market. Now we are moving to Preston, and then we have to move to Leeds and move to Liverpool, and then probably come and conquer London. Do you understand? So you are making those meetings, but you can never make those meetings if you only allow the process, because you always be at the factory to look at the process. But when you create system, anybody who comes and knows what to do. There are policies, there's something, there is reward system, there is the budgetary and everything, create it around the system. Sometimes you can outsource it, but there will come a time when you have to domicile it. And Ibukun, I know, I called you Ibukun now. Or is it that I'm not getting it? He was trying to tell me his name is Ibukun. Anyway, hope that helps you. Sunday. I think you need to let Sunday, Abioye, you need to get Sunday. Let him come to Dubai when we're going to Dubai so that we can brainstorm together. He has a lot of money.
We'll drag him along.
No problems. Thank you very much, sir.
Fantastic. I love that question because it helps to deepen our understanding between process and system. And finally, sorry, Pastor Niyi, before you go, we have two questions here from Top Notch HR. The last one is saying that in this era of technology, can the system guy you mentioned be a technology tool instead? Humans are unpredictable. I am a HR in tech, and I am keen to embrace technology fully to run my consulting services. That is one. Then the second is that kindly differentiate between the system you talked about and the critical processes and structures businesses need to set up to run effectively and efficiently. I think they are a bit closely related.
Well, you need to repeat that again for me, please.
Okay, let's start from the second question because I find that even more interesting. That in this era of technology, can the system guy you mentioned be a technology tool instead? Humans can be unpredictable. I am HR in tech, and I am keen to embrace technology fully to run my consulting services.
Yeah, technology is good. No doubt about it. Many of us are going to go into technology. We're going to, automate all our processes, but you can't automate every process. How do you automate two people that are fighting that need some reconciliation? How do you automate that? You don't automate that. How do you automate leadership? You can't automate leadership. How do you automate motivation? You can't automate that. So in as much as technology is good, technology will take away some jobs, or technology will add some new jobs. So, what's it called now? Automate, you're into consulting. You can't automate everything. Consulting is more about man to man. Even if you're doing IT, the guy that will give you the IT job, you need to even go and still talk to him. Somebody needs to go and present the proposal. I need to feel you. You need to feel it. So that place of automate, you cannot automate that. Look, technology is important, everything. Technology is doing this for us now. Even my IT person just left me now. But the point is this, it's not everything that you can automate. So you also need to look at human resource, because people are going to, it's human being that is behind the automation. It's human being that is behind the computer. Those human beings has feeling. Computer cannot address their feeling. They can address their emotions. When their wife is down, their husband is down, or somebody is down. How can IT, robot does not even know that. Robot says, You're supposed to report to work, Niyi, at 8 a.m. You did not report to work. So Niyi saying, no, Alicia, my son was sick. He said, that has not been programmed into me to absorb that your son is sick. As far as I'm concerned, you didn't come to work today. That's all. That's palava.
That's big one. Big one.
There's a human part to everything. And then that's
Yes,
where
absolutely.
that's where focus should be, human part. And as much as we do IT.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And like part of the final conclusion part from you, sir, there is a question about if your books are there are e-copies that they can probably download or purchase, depending. I don't know how it works. But there is Afis from Dubai. He asked earlier that if you have your books in e-copies.
Yeah, I think there's some on Okada books, and then not just that. I think we are on Amazon, whatever they call it. If you go to my website, niyiadesanya.com/bookshop or something, and then you can get a whole lot of details there.
Okay, fantastic. What we'll also do is that we'll drop some details on our Project 40 WhatsApp group. So for those of you that wish to be on that WhatsApp group, you are invited. Sam, please kindly let me drop the link for people that wish to be on that WhatsApp group. And of course, we'll drop some information on how they can get some of Pastor Niyi's book. And Pastor Niyi, finally, sir, I would like you to talk about the think tank. And I know it runs for different categories of people, for the big boys and for the upcoming and different access and entry points. And of course, for people that will be coming from Project 40 Knowledge Hub, what are the special privileges they will enjoy, sir?
You can throw your card in for them anyway. But this is the think tank is a semi-formal gathering that with the objective to help people build businesses that can last 50 to 100 years. In this part of the world, we don't have businesses like that. So at the think tank, we are not so concerned about how much you're making right now. We are more concerned about how much you'll be making in 10, 15, 20, 25 years. So at the think tank, it's not about prosperity, it's about posterity. It's about helping you to build businesses that you can leave for your children and your children's children, even if they don't work. These are not real estate people. I mean, the dividends, the bonuses that they will get will be enough to send your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren to the best of best school. That's what we're trying to do. Honda today, you see that. Toyota, you see that. Mercedes-Benz, you see all that. Even Ford. Now, Steve Jobs has gone to be with the Lord and everything, but you know that Apple can take care of the student. So probably eternity. So that is what the think tank is all about. So we bring like minds together, businessmen who sit down and we brainstorm. And then we have two programs, physical programs, two programs that brings all of us together. One in Lagos and one outside the country. The one outside the country is supposed to happen next week in Dubai, but because the doors are still shut against Nigeria, so we're looking at what could happen, but we are expecting good news this week. Even with the good news, this will happen next week because people need to prepare. So we have one in Lagos, and then we have one outside, one in Nigeria, one outside Nigeria. So the one outside Nigeria is taking place anytime soon. So you need to plug in and get it there. What do we do at the retreat? We call it a retreat. We just sit down, brainstorm. We bring Professor Fatitomi is supposed to be there with us. He's still on our bill, but because the date is changing, we have to go and talk to him again about the new date. He's supposed to be there. He shares his experience with us. Sometimes we get calls, video, Zoom meetings from Dr. Christopher Kolade. It's 98 or so right now, or 89 or something. He's getting to his 90th birthday. So even above 90, wow. I think it's above 90 or something like that. So he also does a Zoom call to us because he can't travel most of the time. Even in Lagos, he didn't even come to Lagos. He just spoke to us via the Zoom. And then we have people like Godi Ibru also. Why are we choosing these guys who are 80, 90, 65, 70? Because we're trying to build a lasting business. And these guys have been there for a long time. Let them come and share their experiences much more than their experience. Let's even come around them. The grace really do there. And then one thing that most people, almost everybody at the think tank has always gone away with is that when they leave the think tank, they always have this power to do more. They just want to dare more. They want to, no, I'm bigger than this. That is one grace that we get at the think tank. And then it's always it's like a 6 to 9 month program. It depends on how you come in and when you come in, 6 to 9 month program. And then not just that, apart from the programs that we do twice the retreats, there is always also an evaluation. Evaluation that we come to do in your organization. We check the pulse, we check all your systems, we see whether one is almost dying, the one that is intensive care, and the one that's already died, so that we can now come with the report. We have to report. We have one we call the preliminary report and the comprehensive report. The comprehensive report is enough to work with for a whole year. When you look at it, you begin to work on it and begin to change things. So that's that about that. And again, at the think tank, we have this procedure that God gave us. It is called the MAZE procedure. M-A-C-E, MAZE procedure. What does it mean? At the think tank, we mentor you. That is M. The A, we advise you, advisory A. The C, we coach you. And then E, we evaluate you. Evaluation is what we come to do. We sit down with your guys, we check their pulses, we try and figure out the best fit. We try and put the round peg in round holes, not the square peg in round holes. We do all that for you. And then also, one other thing that you also enjoy is that we have meetings. We have different kind of meetings and everything. And then you have an opportunity to come in for free as the CEO. And then you also have an opportunity to send your people in to those meetings, to all our trainings as a very discounted price. But the interesting thing about this year that we intend to unveil in Dubai is that the Nigerian meeting has been stretched so that the people who can afford the being in a business think tank can be part of the Nigerian meeting. And we created something. It's called the Flip. Flip is Founders Leadership Intelligence Program. Founders Leadership Intelligence Program, Flip. This is where it's going to be 3 months program that we'll have a retreat, and then every month we'll be having our discussions online. There'll be also mentoring and everything, but it won't be as intense as the business think tank. But everybody in the business think tank automatically qualifies for the Flip. Flip is new, is novel, is actually a game changer. In anything we do when it comes to Niyi Adesanya brand, it's all about changing the game. We change the game, and then we are passionate about changing the game. The Flip is a $10,000 program, 3 months. The business think tank is a $25,000 program, because that one stretches, sometimes we say 9 months, but Abioye will agree with me, because the 9 months stretches to 10 months, 11 months, sometimes 12 months, sometimes 13 months. Because if you have not gone to Dubai, we have not concluded. So if you have not gone outside the country, we have talks. But definitely, we can always get you a discount. Talk to Abioye, and then we see the think tank is $25,000, and then the Flip is going to be for $10,000. One thing is this: you're going to be encountering people who are practical, businessmen who are practical, who built their businesses from the scratch, who are raw, putting the people who are raw. I mean, raw street boys who went from street raw. As some of them didn't even go to school, but they are multi-billionaires in Naira and multi-millionaires when it comes to dollars. They built things. I mean, and then we have the ones who are refined. So we have a combination of street sets and school sets. The ones who built their business through the school sets and the one who built their business through the street sets, and we'll mark them up together in the flip. And those are some of the things that you gain. And also, when you come to our programs, you even have an opportunity to sit down with these people in their hotel rooms, the ones that we can smuggle to Dubai. You have a meeting with them in your hotel room, provided you're a member of the think tank, for you to come to Dubai. If you just pay for Dubai, you just come for the meeting, you will not be able to see those guys. But if you're a member of the think tank, you sit down with them. And then that's on Abioye's side that I've even invited some of them to become board of advisory board of the organization. They met them in Dubai, they discussed with them, and then they brought them in to become advisory board. Some of them are board of directors members, and they still give advice to these people time in, time out. So that's it about a think tank. It's a place to be. It's a place to be. It's a place that you will be glad you are, because nobody has been there that didn't come out better. Nobody has been there that their finances or their income did not increase, and their dream for greatness increased also. So join us. And then there's incremental payments. You don't have to pay everything at once. So they'll 20,000, 25,000, how will I pay that? No, it's incremental payments. You know, there's a one that Abioye knows. There's somebody that Abioye knows that he came in when he joined in 2019. He came back to say, no, I don't think my budget can carry that. I said, no problem. Just pay something, commit yourself, and let us go on the journey. He paid something, committed himself, and went on the journey. And boom, before the time that when he said he would pay the balance, he paid the balance. And then if you go to my Instagram page, which is Niyi Adesanya, you see him saying that the best decision that they made in the organization is joining the think tank. So you can figure out the name of the person. The best decision they made in the organization is joining the think tank. Fantastic. The Niyi Adesanya brand gives you energy, gives you courage, gives you excellence, gives you longevity. So join my team, join the think tank, and you'll be glad you did. Fantastic. Cheers to you joining.
Yeah, cheers. Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Niyi. So we are going to post some details on our WhatsApp platform, and those that wish, that desire to be part of this think tank alongside with myself, you have the opportunity to just fill an interest form. Then we'll pass it across to the Niyi Adesanya team. Then, of course, they will take it up from there. And considering the fact that you are from the Project 40 Knowledge Hub, it gives you the opportunity to even have some special consideration. So, because your association, it's a critical determinant of how great you will really move this year. Like I said earlier, for me, I felt great last year, but today I started this year feeling good. And for me to be great at the end of this year, I need to deliver at least minimum of 10 new estates, in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Cameroon, and so on. And if there is part of our, because one of the knowledge aspiration we are trying to do to even support the Ghana team is to take Pastor Niyi Adesanya live for a program in the course of this year in Accra. And we'll also be working out. So for those of you joining us from Accra, thank you. So watch out. You'll be seeing Pastor Niyi Adesanya on our live training programs in Accra very shortly, because we pride ourselves as a knowledge and wealth creation company. And I must really thank my team at the Hub Academy for supporting this Project 40 Knowledge Hub and helping us to package today's edition together. I'm so grateful. We've already posted the WhatsApp group on the platform, and some of us are joining already. Congrats to us ahead of time. And it's one of those WhatsApp groups that nobody is allowed to comment, so that there is no crisis of people posting funny things. It's just for information sharing, strictly for information sharing. Then just occasionally when we just want some interactions, we allow people to ask questions and so on. So if you are one of those people that don't like to join WhatsApp group because of the chaos it typically causes, this is one of those very quiet ones that you will not just have headache because you are on a WhatsApp group, okay? And of course, don't forget, some of my takeaway, there are so many. You need to see my book, it's massive, one of the things Pastor Niyi said, 360-degree benchmarking strategy, it's powerful. It's one of the things I need to even be more, sometimes we have to be deliberate. and he talked about, it's a positive, that people that are not positive, they are not creative. People that are not positive thinkers, there is no way. If you're a pessimistic person, you can never be creative. So I want to encourage every one of you going forward, always be positive, irrespective of the challenges or where you find yourself, and run away from those vampires, okay? Run. Pastor Niyi, you know what I'm going to do after today's edition? I will simply go upstairs. I will go and meet my wife. I say, guess what? You are my biggest support system. So that
But she's so beautiful. Your wife is so beautiful, and she's got a good spirit. I met her once, and I fell in love with her. She's got a good spirit.
Absolutely.
No, twice
absolutely.
now. I met her twice. Yeah, twice.
Yeah. So I just want to encourage the family people in this conference today. Please ensure you give your time to your family. Don't compromise it. It's very powerful. It's because at the end of the day, when you are driving back, you are going back home, and it's very powerful when you are getting to a home that is welcoming. So much to talk about, but we just have to end. For those of us on the platform already, don't forget the growth matrix system. If you've not filled the growth matrix, it's very important. Just the idea of the growth matrix is for us to know who you are right now with your career. Then by July this year, we're going to do an evaluation. And remember that by July 26 this year, we are going to award the 40 most improved member of the community. Because the whole idea is that by 26th of July this year, we're going to end this season, we are going to end this season with a physical live event. It could be in Ghana, it could be in Nigeria, it could be in Nairobi, but it's going to be somewhere within the continent of Africa. Then, of course, don't forget the idea votes too. For those of you that have great ideas, please, we are going to drop the form again on the WhatsApp platform. Please fill all your details on that idea vote. And the idea is for us to make you with some potential investors that might want to invest in your business, and we are getting some interested people already that are talking to us at Project 40 that they would like to support some members of the community that have good and great bankable ideas, because the whole idea of this community is to help ourselves to grow. And that is why we're encouraging you all to be part of the Niyi Adesanya Tank, because it's one of my own support structure, and I think it will also change the life of your career. You must not own a business to be on the think tank, trust me, because sometimes we cannot all become entrepreneurs, but we can all have the mindset of entrepreneurs, so whereby you become a great leader within your organization because you've been able to influence your CEO, and you are like a default CEO, but the man up there is just there but you are the real man of influence because you've been able to separate yourself from others, okay? So thank you so very much. And finally, we are going to drop within the 48 hours from today, we are going to drop a replay link on the WhatsApp platform. And of course, we also put the replay on our YouTube channel for people across the world to also have opportunity to these timeless teachings that Pastor Niyi brought to us today. Please don't sleep until you reflect over everything you've heard today. Then, of course, commit to taking action, because knowledge only becomes power when we apply it. Then not just when we apply it, then it becomes more powerful when we get results. As Pastor Niyi will always say, no result, no respect. And I believe we all deserve all the respect. So Pastor Niyi, thank you so much. God bless you for your selfless services. And please, we will still have to drag you back again before the end of this very season in the course of the year. God bless you, and thank you so much, sir.
Anytime. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you. Good night.
All right, good night, and bye-bye, everyone. See you soon. See you on the 26th of next month. And please invite your friends and colleagues to be part of next month's edition. Bye-bye for now. My name is Abioye. I'm the CEO of Lifestyle Setup. All the best in all you do this year. Bye-bye.